In the heart of the metropolis, the night was shattered by the screeching alarms of the Time Institute. A sanctuary for the world's brightest minds, the Time Institute was a fortress of temporal innovation, its secrets guarded as fiercely as a dragon guards its hoard. But tonight, those secrets were under threat. A prototype device, a marvel of science capable of manipulating time, was missing, stolen from under the watchful eyes of the Institute's elite guards. The city, once a symphony of life and light, descended into chaos. Time, the lifeblood of the metropolis, had been tampered with. The hands of the great clock tower stuttered, the city's heartbeat faltered. The theft had sent shockwaves through the fabric of time itself, and the city was left gasping for breath. In the midst of the pandemonium, a lone figure stood unaffected, detached. This was Max Velocity, a courier like none other. Fearless and quick-witted, Max had a unique connection with time. To him, it was more than a measure, more than a currency. It was a companion, an ally, a tool. The news of the theft reached him like a bullet, piercing the normalcy of his night. A shadowy organization had claimed responsibility, their motives as murky as their identities. They held the city's lifeblood in their grasp, threatening to plunge the metropolis into an age of entropy and chaos. Max's mission was clear. He had to retrieve the stolen device, to restore the city's heartbeat, to preserve the delicate balance of time. But he was not alone. A team of time wielders, as quirky as they were powerful, stood by his side. Each held a unique piece of the temporal puzzle, their powers as diverse as the seconds in a day. Their journey would take them through futuristic landscapes, through time-warped dimensions, in a gravity-defying chase against the clock. The stakes were high, the risks even higher. For if they failed, the city, their home, would be swept away in a temporal whirlwind of danger. As the alarms faded, Max knew time was running out. Max, in his buzzing apartment, quickly assembled a team of time-wielding allies. With the city's fate hanging in the balance, Max knew he couldn't do this alone. He reached out to his trusted allies, each a master in their own right of bending, twisting, and manipulating time. First, there was Zara, a whiz with temporal trajectories who could calculate the best course through any time warp. Then we had Orion, the time stopper, who could freeze any moment, making it a perfect tool for high-pressure situations. And who could forget the ever-eccentric Chronos, who could rewind time for brief moments, allowing for do-overs of critical situations. As the team gathered in Max's high-tech apartment, they began to strategize. Max, with his innate ability to speed up time, would lead the charge, creating diversions and disrupting the enemy's time field. Zara would chart the course, Orion would handle unforeseen obstacles, and Chronos would be their safety net, ready to rewind if things got too hairy. They huddled around the holographic map of the city, pinpointing the location of the stolen device. Each member of the team understood the gravity of their mission. The city's temporal balance was at stake, and failure wasn't an option. With a nod, they stepped into the time portal, their hearts pounding in sync with the ticking clock. The temporal takedown was about to begin. Time was of the essence, and they were the masters of it. Emerging from the portal, Max and his team found themselves in a warped version of their city. The once familiar skyscrapers twisted and turned in impossible ways. The streets ran in loops and spirals, and the sky was a kaleidoscope of shifting colors. It was as if reality itself had been crumpled up and tossed aside, replaced by a surreal landscape of fractured time. Max, the fearless leader with the ability to speed up time around him, took the lead. His eyes were focused, his heart pounded like a drum, but his spirit was unbroken. His feet were a blur, sprinting through the warped cityscape with an urgency that defied the very laws of physics. Beside him, Luna, the luminous lady who could slow down time, kept pace. With every step, she radiated a serene aura that calmed the swirling chaos around them, smoothing their path through the fractured reality. And then there was Chronos, the old man who could stop time. He moved with an unhurried ease, his every step a testament to his mastery over the temporal realm. His gaze, sharp and knowing, scanned the surroundings, tracking the temporal echoes left by the thieves. In this otherworldly chase, their individual powers were not just tools, but lifelines. They darted through time-stretched alleyways, leapt over gaps where time had frayed, and navigated through intersections where moments clashed and overlapped. The city, in its temporal disarray, was a maze of challenges and obstacles, but the team pushed on, their resolve unyielding. Every second counted, every moment was precious. They knew that the stolen device, capable of twisting time into a dangerous weapon, could plunge their city into eternal chaos. The stakes were high, the danger real, and the clock was ticking. Their pursuit led them to the heart of the city, where the temporal distortions were the strongest. The device was there, within their grasp. It pulsed with a power that threatened to tear reality apart. They were close, so very close. And then, just as they reached out to claim it, the world shifted. The city morphed around them. They were now standing in a desolate, dystopian future. The once vibrant metropolis had been replaced by a haunting landscape of dilapidated buildings and deserted streets. This was a world where time had become a merciless dictator, its iron-fisted rule etched into the crumbling concrete and silent echoes of a world that once was. Max Velocity and his team stood amidst the ruins, their hearts heavy with the weight of their mission. The stolen time-manipulating device had thrown them into this grim future, a chilling reminder of what their city could become if they failed. Time, their greatest ally, had turned into their most formidable adversary. The eerie silence was broken by the crackling static from the time device on Max's wrist. It was their lifeline, their only way back. But it was also a stark emblem of what they were fighting for, a world where time was a gift, not a weapon. As they navigated the desolate streets, each step resonated with a renewed determination. This was no longer just about retrieving a stolen device. It was about protecting their city, their home, from this dystopian fate. It was about fighting against the tyrant that time could become if left unchecked. Their journey through this future was a somber dance with time itself. Each crumbling building, each silent street was a poignant reminder of the power they were up against. But it was also a testament to their resolve. They were not just couriers anymore. They were warriors, warriors fighting for their city's future. Their resolve hardened like the steel of the city they once knew. Max and his team were ready. Ready to face whatever time threw at them. Ready to reclaim their city's fate from the clutches of this temporal tyranny. This dystopian future was a stark contrast to the bustling metropolis they had left behind. But it was also a crucial lesson. A lesson in the power of time, the importance of their mission, and the strength of their resolve. They had a glimpse of the future, and it was a timeline they refused to accept. In the ruins of what was once the Time Institute, they faced the shadowy organization. The air crackled with anticipation, a palpable tension hanging heavy. Max Velocity and his team, a motley crew of time manipulators, were on the precipice of a confrontation that could unravel time itself. A hush fell over the scene, the calm before the storm. The only sound was the relentless ticking of the clock, each second echoing ominously. The shadowy organization stood defiant, their stolen prototype device glowing ominously in the twilight. The stakes were high, and the tension was a tightly coiled spring, ready to snap. Max, with his ability to manipulate time, knew that every second counted. His eyes were locked onto the stolen device, the key to restoring order. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum, matching the rhythm of the ticking clock. The echoes of the past and the whispers of the future converged in this moment, a symphony of time that only Max could hear. His team, each armed with their unique time-wielding powers, stood ready. They were an eccentric ensemble, but together they formed a formidable force. There was the enigmatic Echo, who could replay moments in time, the unpredictable Quark, with the power to create temporal anomalies, and the stoic Chronos, able to see the potential paths of the future. Their collective gaze was fixed on the shadowy figures, eyes blazing with determination. This was their final stand, their last chance to reclaim the stolen device and restore balance to their time-torn city. The air was electric with suspense, the pressure mounting with each passing second. The confrontation was a dance, a ballet of time and tension. Max and his team darted and weaved, using their powers in harmony to outmaneuver the shadowy organization. It was a spectacle of temporal tactics, a testament to their courage and resolve. But the clock was ticking, and every moment brought them closer to the edge of chaos. The face-off reached its climax, the tension reaching a breaking point. Max, with a final burst of speed, sprinted towards the device. His heart pounded in his chest, the ticking clock echoing in his ears. Just as Max reached out to grab the device, everything froze. Time stood still.